Hello, it's Jack Tutor here of Attention Magazine. Welcome to Crucial Listening, the podcast where I speak with musicians and sound artists about 3 albums that are important to them. My guest this time is Jako Maron, a musician from Réunion Island who makes a form of electronic maloya music. Jako has a new album, Marvelous, on Nyege Nyege, and it's fabulous. So maloya is one of the main types of music on Réunion Island, and traditionally it centers on this really specific 6/8 beat supplied by various percussion instruments, a tonal element supplied by the bub, which is like the Brazilian berimbau, and then a call and response vocal over the top. Although in Jako's world, the bub is distorted, which generates, or at least accentuates, these beautiful singing overtones over the main drone. The 6/8 rhythm is supplied by a drum machine, and that's pretty much it. There aren't any vocals, at least on this album. There are a few inflections in the form of delays and little ornamentations of modular synthesizer. But other than that, you are dragged into the folds of that interplay between the bub and the rhythm. And repetition just keeps dragging you further down. Each track feels like a further downward drive into the potential of this combination. And there's just a real visceral punch to the way that Jako has interpreted the music of maloya. And what I loved about this discussion is through Jako's important albums, we talk about a lot of traditional maloya and its main practitioners, also his love of electronic music production and the potentials there, and his vision for like slamming these two worlds together. You really get the fizz and the excitement around this principle through this conversation with Jako. I loved talking to him. He's great company. I think you'll like this conversation. The record is wicked. Yeah, this was a good one. So if you're enjoying the podcast, you can support it over at Ko-fi, ko-fi.com/crucial listening. You can donate monthly or one-off, any amount you please. It keeps the podcast ticking. Thank you so much. And also feel free to hit me up. Send me an email. Tell me what you like about the podcast. What could be better? Tell me about your important albums. I love to hear it. Okay. Enough pre-ramble from me. This is Jako Maron on Crucial Listening. Hello, Jako. Welcome to Crucial Listening.
Yeah, hello, thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on the podcast. So you're here today to talk about 3 important albums. Before we get to those, I want to discuss your new album, Marvelous, on Nyege Nyege. So first, I want to actually talk about your own relationship with maloya, because I understand that you came to maloya quite late and that it wasn't easy to figure out how to make maloya in your style. So I wondered if you could tell me about that journey and what the challenges were when trying to do that.
Yes, I always been in, enfin, not always, but I really love music. But I did not start by listening maloya. That's the story. Is that I was really into the music of my youthness. I mean, like Depeche Mode.
Yeah.
I remember I was really into Depeche Mode when I was young. I really was into Prince, and still, it's
Nice.
he's my god, forever in my heart. Purple Rain, Purple Rain make me open all my chakra for music.
Oh, wow.
After seeing the movie Purple Rain on the cinema, I was not the same. I did not see music the same. He changed my mind, or it's not changed. He made me. He turned me onto music. That music was a fairy but tangible, and it gave me so much envy to do it. And I was really into it, and because it was the kind of the man to Prince, it was like, you say, mixed race,
Yeah.
who I could connect with too here in Réunion. And the power of the music, simply the power of the music. For me, it was the first time it really touched me, and until now. And so that's he gave me the hip hop on my when how to say, when I was young, I saw hip hop arrived on TV and becoming what it is now, and it was the thing that moved me to go on the scene and to make the show for people. How do you say that? So hip hop, funk, and reggae, that was my thing first vibe. And in electronic music, it was the only thing that I could hear first in Réunion Island was Jean-Michel Jarre, Vangelis, and of course Kraftwerk,
Yeah.
but not like full album of Kraftwerk, but just because Kraftwerk was part of the base of hip hop. But I remember with my friends that we used to vibes on Boy Boom Shack because it was really futuristic sounds, and at the same time it was only sounds that could arrive on the mainstream field here. And then when I was 21, I think I went to the army in France. It was my second travel to France, but this one was a big one because I went and did not come back for 9 months in the army. And in the army, I was with other people from Réunion, other young lads, and they sing maloya. And I discovered that how people like it, and I was touched by this. And then I started to listening to maloya music. So the maloya came later. I really loved it. I started by listening to Daniel Waro, the biggest singer of maloya. He sings all around the world. He represents Réunion and maloya everywhere. And he's a great, great, great singer. All his music touched me really in the heart. And I started then to listen to other singer, the older one, like Firmin Viry. He's like a real one.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is you can love maloya. I love maloya, but there was no other ways that to be a maloya player to play maloya. I mean, nobody imagined to make maloya another way than it was. There was Tifok, a singer called Tifok. He made electric fusion with synth on it too, but different arrangement. He made a more modern kind of maloya, and it's still a really good things he did. But me, as I used to love all the music I told you, and then I love maloya, and I was trying to make some music. Then I have tried to make the connection. My first, when I make music at the beginning, sometimes I try to make the fusion or to find a way to, I love to sing, how to say, to find something that will be maloya and at the same times new wave, at the same times hip hop and dub. And that was my goal at a certain moment, my vision. But it was not easy, and it is still not easy because maloya is so different. It's basic in the sense that it's just drums and voice.
Yeah.
And they say once, the singer say one sentence, and there's the group of people repeat the sentence, and and here they go like this, and it's repeat, and it's kind of trance. And the music it's triplets.
Right, yes.
The music, it's triplets. And especially because it's triplets, it's not evident to make something with it. So I have worked this, trying all the thing I could do to make something until I found my way. And the thing is, because of this, because the fact that maloya is such in a place, in a world, so different from the other music. Not all the other music, but I mean the mainstream commercial music you hear on the radio. People was not interested on mixing the two of them.
Right.
Because you can't really mix maloya just like this with another normal different music, and it sounded like not possible until I found my way.
For this new album you've made,
Yes,
you've put the bob at the front.
Bob.
Thank you. Sorry, I tried my best.
Birimbao, but we say Bob.
Thank you. What made you want to put this instrument at the center this time for this new album?
I've made the music that I've made for this album. First of all, I want to say that I've made it not a long time, but the live act I play for a long time was this album.
Yes, right.
And so after, and I mean, I've done this like 2 or 3 in 25, 24. Yes, I'm in 2020. I have this music ready, and I used to play it in live. And why I did it? Because Bob is funky. Bob is funky. Yeah. It's funky and blues at the same time. Bob natural Bob. I mean, the acoustic Bob. It's just a string that you play. It's like a primal blues guitar. It's like a primal African blues. I really like it, and I wanted to have it for a long time. And I don't know. Then suddenly I had the idea that, okay, I've put it on distortion and EQing and bring the bass and here we go. And I found this music, this thing. It was a research that I've made. Sometimes it's like sometimes I've got idea and I try to work the idea, and Bob was one of the idea. And then I listen and I say, oh, it was a good thing.
Yeah.
To me, it's not evident when you listen to the album. You say, "Oh, it sounds good. You can make people move." But when I do it alone in the studio, it's like I'm digging. Like the DJ goes on the shop, they dig. But me, I don't go on the shop. I make experiment. I work ideas, and then I look at my ideas. I record them, and then I say, oh, this one is a good one, and I try not to forget it and to make it.
Mm.
But the bob was evident because I really like it when I used to listen to the other maloya. But I always found that it was not in front enough.
Yeah.
And electronic music, I can do that. I can put whatever I want on the mix in front. And I've made the choice of this sound to drive the tracks.
One more question I want to ask about your music, Jako, is about your modular system, which when you had your camera on just now, I saw this lovely, huge panel behind you of your modular. So can you tell me a bit about your modular system and why you like working with modular synth as well?
I love on modular. Oh, how do you say bricolage? Or I mean, I love to have many machines and put them together and try to connect things and see what it sounds like. I love the experimentation. I had before that some synth. It was okay to make music, but then I wanted to go further or beyond on the parameters and things like this. And on some synthesizer, it was complicated, or you need to have a lot of knowledge. On modular, it depends, but for me, it was easier. It's easier to do anything, to have fun, like we could say. I love to experiment and do funny things, and then on the sudden discover that, oh, there's something running that is good, I think, and I record it. I always all my system and finished on a recorder, and when it's cool, I just push rec and I record. And sometimes it make a track, some or part of the track on the album. Sometimes are one shot recordings on the studio. It's easy to see. It's the songs that start full. There's no intro. The intro, intro. Some of my song, the intro is you get in the song full maximum. Everything is here, and then it goes because it's like I'm on the studio. I'm doing my stuff, experimenting. Not only on modular, I experiment a lot with computer, Ableton, Max 4 Live, and Reactor. It's a plugin on Ableton that is modular too, and I have made some. I have worked some modular. Oh, I can say it. So I used these things, and what I was saying is, yes, and at a certain moment there was a good music. I have recorded, and first thing is that I am alone. I think the music is good. I'm listening to music like, I don't know, 10 minutes. Then I say, oh, I've got to record, because if I put stop and I push record and go start, it won't be the same music.
Yes.
I'm not sure. I don't know, because something with the synchronization, all the stuff will fall apart.
Yeah.
So I push record, and after 1 minute, I say, "Oh no, I'm in the music is full. There's no intro." So I start to manage an introduction. So I say, "Oh, I mute the kick. I mute this. I mute that. Or now it sounds like it's less heavy. That could be an intro." And then I play the track. But then when I listen to it, I can't decide if I cut really on the intro that I've made, or I start before, because before was good. And that's what happened. But then I make some edition, like it's too long, I cut, or if there was bad manipulation, I cut them. And then I had some synth line on top, things like this. That's my process, and that's how I use the modular. And the good things with the modules and the modular system is that after playing with the modular system, when I go back to my digital system on my computer, I tend to understand now how it works, or how to make the synth sounds good sometimes. Because on many songs, some people thought that it was, on many tracks that I've made, many people on some tracks that I made, many people thought that it was a modular system, analog machine, and it was just a computer. But it was because I knew where to go with the digital things. But sometimes I go, I do. Sometimes I just don't care. I use the digital as digital, and it's okay too. As far as it's interesting.
Well, what a treat to get an insight into how you do things, Jako. Thank you. And the record is brilliant. I will put a link in the show notes so that people can listen, but I've been having such a good time with it. We should go to your 3 important albums now, Jako. So the one question I like to ask to begin with is about how you thought about the word important. Was there a way that you understood the word important that led you to pick out the 3 records that you did?
3 records, important records, mean absolutely nothing. Because I told you, I'm an absolutely... on the 3 record I gave you, there's no Prince.
Yeah.
And Prince, only on Prince, 3 best record, man. Only the best of the best of Prince, there is like more than 10. It's between 10 and 20. That is really, no, I can't say, no, this one is really important. 1999, Purple Rain, Parade, Sign of the Time, Graffiti Bridge, The Black Album, and so. And on all this album, at least 2, 3, 5 songs that's really important in my life.
Yeah.
So you say 3, and like on the reggae, man, yeah. and the funk, Cameo, and the blues, Lightning Hopkins, and rock music. I love rock a lot. I love Lightning Bolt.
Oh,
You know,
nice.
like lightning bolt.
Yeah, of
I
course. Yeah.
I only found the lives on YouTube, but I did not find really the album. And I found that, wow, incredible.
Which album
Uh,
was it?
I see. I don't understand how lightning bolt works because I found a kind of an album, but there was not all the music is not the same like when they play. But I did not understand.
Oh, fair.
It
Yeah.
was it was not easy to find, and I like Jack White as
Yeah.
new, especially the last one because he made two album. There's 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and the first one he released, there was a synth on it, a riff of synth and distortion. It was, wow, this guy is incredible. So free album, but because the important is it's like free album to share. Free album I would like to share with people and give to show them the importance, the beauty of maloya, the music I make.
Mm.
Why I was touched so I couldn't know I no I could not say give one album or free on the free album. I could not talk about maloya.
Mm-hmm.
So the bigger one, the best one, Daniel Waro,
Mm-hmm.
and Bâtard Cité. I give his album. I want people to, if you don't know, go to listen to this album. Daniel Waro plays all over the world. Maloya. He sing in Creole, and even though he can touch the heart and the soul of people who does not talk Creole, does not understand his word, but he connect heart and soul of people everywhere. And then I give Patrick Manon because even if Daniel Waro is the king, there's other who are really, really, really excellent. And Patrick Manon, he's known only on Réunion, but he's one big, big, big voice, really nice. His music, his songs really touch me, and I've made some remix of his song on my DJ set. That one tracks have been released on the label Infine,
Yes.
and the song called Maloya à Terre from Patrick Manon. They should go listen. People should go to listen to. And important was the important album for me was to present Maloya, and then to show the people an idea of what I think electro is when we talk electronic music. So I gave on the third album is EPROM, Half-Life.
Yes.
I have listened to this album many, many, many times, and it's still on my USB key on my car. And it's so much like there's so much synth, bass, and it's like it's like you go in a restaurant and you take a dish. It's a dish menu.
Mm-hmm.
It's a menu of electronic sound. Rich.
Yes.
It's rich.
Yeah.
It's flesh. It's the flesh and bone of synthesis, and I really like it. Now it's a bit old because the style is kind of dubstep, and dubstep is dead. It's not really dead. It's not really dead, but the mainstream rave festival kills the dubstep, but Blue Real still the best,
Mm.
and his music still good. But it just I just choose this album of EPROM to make people understand where is my love of electronic sounds.
Great. Well, Jako, that's a lovely overview of your 3 records. And I wondered now if we could talk a little bit more about each of them. So maybe let's start with Danielle's album.
Yes.
So one thing I read is that you had a revelation during one of his concerts at the Palazzo Hall. Can you tell me a bit about that? What happened?
I started as artist in a hip hop band, and to make the music, when I started hip hop, it was the beginning. The music was a loop, a sample loop of soul music, like James Brown or any kind of soul music. And me and my friends, it was evident that I start from the beginning. We need to find something original, and the originality for us as people who live in Réunion was to use Réunion music. But not only there was not a lot of record, but as I told you, it was not evident to do some funky music with maloya, because maloya did not sound that funky. But one day, I get in a concert of Daniel Waro in Palaxa. The Palaxa is the name of the place, the hall. So I get in, and Daniel Waro was playing, and the music just hit me. And I heard on every hit of the drum, and I heard the funk I love. I heard the hip hop I love. I heard the reggae I love on it. I understand. At this moment, I just understand. All the power is here on this drum, and the way it sounds. Everything is here. It was here from the beginning, but I didn't saw it because it's not about to see, it's about to hear, but to hear on the good condition, and the good condition was to be on the concert. And my brother-in-law, he's Irish. My wife is Irish. My brother-in-law, this had happened in 1992 or 3, something like this, okay? And nowadays, whenever I saw my brother-in-law, because he was with me when we get in this concert, he told me, "Oh, I remember Réunion Island, and I remember Daniel Waro, and this concert was the best music ever, 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 ever." And he's all right with me. Okay. Yeah. So that's been 2 things. Nothing is better than live music to listen the real things. And maloya is a powerful music when you listen to it live. Every Thursday, there's a rendezvous where people meet. It's called Le Rond Maloya. It's one place in the main town, Saint-Denis, and there are different places, different days where people meet and play maloya. It's really simple, nothing extravagant. There's not even a microphone nor amplifier, just drum, and you come, you sing. If you are like 5 meters, you still not to listen very well, to hear not very well the singer.
Wow.
But man, if you are on it, on the circle in around 2 meters, the main drum, there's just one bass drum, the main big drum that plays the bass. It's like somebody is shooting to you with a cannon.
Wow.
It's go wow, and then the voice arrives, and you can feel how when people sing well, because everybody can sing on their own. It can go, there's lows and high, but there's a power you can feel at this moment. I mean, and me, I feel it, and I try to put it and on my album. The artistic direction that I choose, the way I have mixed my album, the latest album, it's really inspired by this listening of live maloya act.
Mm.
And then now I even start thinking that there's so many record of maloya that could be better. But I'm a bit I'm bad when I say that because they are well done. But at the same time, sometimes on big concert, really big stage, I mean, okay, where everything is, there's microphone everywhere. The maloya is not at all well done because all you hear is the singer really loud. The rule of mixing does not on big stage does not respect how it should sounds, and it should sounds like on my album. For real. The drums, the big drum, that is the main thing. And it's so pregnant. It's so no pregnant. No, I don't remember. It takes you really on the guts, and that's why people can get to the trance on ceremony of maloya, because the music is incredibly powerful, and it's just drums, but drums can be terrific.
Yeah.
That's why there's a connection on my head between maloya and Detroit music, for example. I didn't know that it was black music. Techno was originated from a part of it. I don't know, from Detroit. And when I listen to some Detroit black techno, I say, the way the drum are mixed to remember me of the live maloya. There's kind of raw power, simple of the drums. I'm a fan of DJ Crush and trip hop, and especially DJ Crush, Mowax record, and the album Meizo. You see, as I give you 3 albums, but I should have give you Meizo too, because it's just one big beat that turn, and just some birds singing around and the ambience of the town. But I mean, the mix is really important to bring the art of the music I like. And it's related to funk, close to the bone, and to this kind of music too.
It's interesting you talk about the mixing. So you picked this record by Daniel Warhol, which came out in 1994. What do you think of the mixing of this record?
Even if the mix is important, the most important is the song. And Daniel Warhol, this early album and the album before that was really good too. And they were recorded. I used to listen to them on cassette tape, and not even original cassette tape, but a cassette tape recorded from another cassette tape with a really shitty sound, but the song is great. The mix could be shit if the song is here. This is the most important. And Daniel Warhol his songs are really, it touch you. On his latest record nowadays, he did not even bring a band. He just like singing alone.
Wow.
Sometimes.
That's amazing.
And he's crazy. So his songs are really good, and whatever the mix is good. The mix is good. I have had this discussion with a technician who used to record Maloya, and I told him, so I can't remember which album, but I told him so. After telling him that I found the ruler was not good on many records, and I said, but I prefer this album and this, and he said, because it's me who record this and this and this. And maybe he recorded those albums too. I won't give his name, but this album sounds good. Nice. And this album is really an inspiration for me to do the music I do. This album of Daniel Waro, I have listened to it many, many, many times. First of all, to find samples. So when I was at the beginning, I did not have many machines, and so to find samples, and then by listening the samples, the loop samples, I mean, I try then to play them with drum machines, and I try to understand how to program them on the grid. And then I found my theory that the swing on all machine, on drum machine, the swing you can have, there's a special button or option, and you put it on, and there's a swing. But this swing is made for, how you say, duplet music?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it's
Binaire.
That rhythm that's like like that kind of rhythm, right?
I want to say 4/4 music.
Yeah.
You say binaire. Binaire in French, we say there's a binaire and ternaire. Binaire is 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4, and ternaire is 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Triplets. So all the machines are made to play, I would say, non-triplet music, even if they have the option. But there's a little nuance, that is the swing and the swings for triplets that I found. So now I know how to program music on machines. And I found it by listening a lot to this album, for example, and try to replicate it on MIDI grid. And that's it. And the way he sings, the harmony, all this, if you listen to the album, this album and the one before, sometimes on my music, the bass is just one of these songs. You see what I mean? Sometimes I have thought myself, oh man, I found such a super bass line. And then many time after that, I listen to Daniel and say, oh no, I just have replicate at a different speed. I've done it on a different speed, on a different scale, but it's the same.
Si tu veux, joli causé, roulaté, si tu veux, pion tatoué, si tu veux, joli français. À moi, là, pas besoin de rouler, à moi, dans mon petit magonnier, mais quand tu as mon maloya, mon c'est musique à cabaret. Moi m'la pas besoin rouler, moi donne mon petit magonnier. Mi gagne mon maloya, mon algon cabaret.
Jako, I want to also talk about this record by, and excuse me if my pronunciation isn't very good, Patrick Manon.
Yes, Patrick Manon.
Yeah, so the record Cosman Kerr.
Cosmon Care.
Thank you.
It means Cosmon, words from the heart.
So
Simply.
what was it about this record that made you want to pick it as well for this conversation?
After I've worked so much on Daniel Waro, and then I discovered that there was other singer really inspiring, and he's one of them. His voice is really nice. He sings some songs that really touch me, and I've made a remix of his songs, like 4 or 5 remix of different songs he made. When I say remix, I mean I took the full tracks. It was before AI. I just have the CD, I rip the CD, I put it on Ableton, and to explain it, I mean, I have warped.
Yeah.
People, I don't know if people know what I'm talking about, but it means that I have put his music on the grid. I force his music to go on the grid, on the triplet grid, but on the right way as possible. And then I have put and compose some bass line, some synth line, had some drum machine underneath of it. That's the way I have made some remix of it. And his songs are really, like Daniel, his songs really touch the heart and the soul. And that's it.
Why do you like doing those remixes?
Because it's an evidence that's why I'm an artist. That's why I go on the stage. I make things or I hear things, then I want to show it to people. I want people to hear, or I'm just, my artist things is to say to people, hey, listen, have you listened to this? Do you know that? Mm-hmm. But I know it's hard for those who does not know maloya. They won't listen to it. So it's funny to bring the power that I found on maloya into another field where many more people will listen to it.
Oh, brilliant. So it's like a gateway into maloya for
yes.
other people. Brilliant.
So I long time ago, one of the first remix that I've done, it was with Daniel Waro. The song is on the album I gave you, is I think is Adekalom. And the difference between Daniel Waro and Patrick Manon is that Daniel Waro is a lot of, you say, on protest song.
Yeah.
Political position, things like this. So there was this song, Adekalom. It is the name of a family who kind of Rasta family who live on the forest by their own with their animals, their things, beef, cow, cattle. Police came and threw them away, something like this. So he made a song about this. And he said, Adekalom, don't leave your land. But it was a kind of serious, it was a kind of really protest song. And it was on the tape. I remember it was on tape, cassette tape. I recorded it on my first computer, so it was on 2000. The first time I could buy a PC, and I have put underneath some jungle because it was the trend was jungle, and I really love jungle music. And it turned on something really different, and people in Réunion are really surprised when I play it. Those who know now knows, but those who don't know say, "Wow! It gives the song another dimension."
Oh, that's so cool. You did a remix as well of, and again, sorry about my pronunciation, but going back to Patrick Manon,
Yes,
Cabaret Atea?
Cabaret Atea, yes.
Yeah, on the compilation Digital Cabar. So
Digital.
how did you approach that remix, that one?
This one, just I made it because the song was not only the song was really beautiful because it's Patrick singing, and it's a question and response.
Mm-hmm.
You say that? Question answer? No, question
Call and
response.
response? Yeah.
Call and response. So the main voice is Patrick, and the response is his old uncle, who is not here anymore, but his old uncle. And it's so nice. This is how I love it. Sounds African, Indian, but I like it when it's like an old voice, and I don't know how to say when it's really sing really nicely on all the normal harmony. I don't find it really interesting. This one is kind of blues, a bit bluesy, but not bluesy, but it's primal. There's something primal. So I found this interesting, and the good thing was that half of the song is a cappella. So with just one drums every measure. So I had the repair to put it on my DAW program, musical program, and make the remix of it. But then after half of the music, the song, the music came, and it was impossible to remix it. So I decided to stop the music I've put on it and let the music go at this moment. There's a remix, and at the end, the full maloya arrived.
Lovely.
Not remix, and it works well.
Bœuf moka devant, tiens boulan qui loin. Bœuf moka devant raza, oui tiens bola qui loin. Lève talons genoux, lève talons nous. Lève talons genoux, brave talons pour nous. Bœuf moka devant.
So Jako, let's also touch on the record by Eprom, Half-Life, that you picked as well. This is such an interesting record. So it sounded like you wanted to pick a record that represented your relationship with electronic music.
Yes, exactly.
This record is really fun. Like, the sound design to me sounds like it has a lot of humor in it, but it's also beautifully sculpted as well.
Yes.
Yeah. What is it? Tell me more about why this is the electronic record that you picked for this.
For a long time, I used to listen to this album. I used to listen to this album for inspiration too, this is so it's a kind of this is a album I would like to do. I've got some folder on my computer that I call "This is how to do it." That's the name. That's the name of the folder, and this album is the foundation of this folder. Then there's many more. There's so much that I can't listen back to them because there's too much. But everything on this album is like, I would have liked to have done it. or this is the way to mix it. Or there's a song is called like Flesh. It's like an arpeggiator, just a synth that arpeggiate, and it goes big and it goes everywhere, and I really like it. Because this is the way I like electronic music, because when I used to listen to Jean-Michel Jarre, for example, to me it was like there's no rules. It's you can have a dancing track, then an ambient track, then a super bizarre track. It's all about just keep the energy or keep the story. And this album is more about a travel in different place, something like this. And even if it sounds sometimes really clean, it's really organic too. But all the music on it, and to me, it's a lesson on how to mix big sound, things like this. But then the album is very old now, so I listen to different things because the mix evolved too.
What albums that have come out more recently reflect what you consider to be like a really good approach to mixing?
I don't know if it's really good, but there's things that I would like to do.
Yeah.
Or I'm interested in it. I just listening to now 2025. I'm going into, I would like, or I'm inspired by two kind of things completely different. One is Baile Funk do Brasil.
Yeah.
Baile Funk do Brasil. It's more on the continuity of Baile Funk do Brasil it's to me on my path is the evolution after EPROM, where everything is clean.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's listen to the ghetto from Brazil, how they make it. Because it's really raw, the sound is big and dirty, and it's really interesting, and it's really surprising. Now there are surprising things that maybe that inspired me a bit. I'm just started to find some album to listen to. I'm a really fan of DJ Anderson on Nyege Nyege. He appears on Nyege Nyege, and I had this album. The first time I listened to the album, I say, "What the fuck? I hate that." And I put it on my key, USB key, and I listened it on the car. And then it was, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. Just voice, and with a minimal instrument like percussion arrive. Sometimes boom, boom, and the tick, tick, very lot of silence, but no silence. There's voice everywhere. And then there's different people who do baile funk with more aggressive and sounds everywhere. And it's really interesting. It inspires me and in part, at the same time, I've got machines like Electron, I'm talking machine drums, Electron Syntac, who can make this kind of noise. And I make a lot of kind of noise, like on the baile funk with my modular system. So on my head, it's like, you see, there's baile funk somewhere here, there's all these sounds of my machine somewhere there, and on the middle there's maloya. So there's something I could do. I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know. But and then I want to do something very clean that I've done before, but I did not record, and it's hypnotic techno. There's one on my new album. It's called Deus Ex Maloya. It's an hypnotic track that I've done. I really like it. And I listen now to some, I'm digging on some techno label to find some songs to go in this direction a bit more. So I found Trip Record. I think it's from Moscow, something like this, Trip Record. And there's somebody really I like on it. It's Reptile, Hypnotic Techno, what the fuck is it? Ah no, Shadow Wax. On Shadow Wax, it's different because Trip Records was the first I went in, but I discovered after that this is trance music.
Right.
I'm not too much on that trance with the voice. But I listen. What I'm explaining you, it's what I do. I listen to a lot of music that even I'm not interested in it really on the main things sometimes. But there's one element that can inspire me on the mix, something on the energy of the bass. That's why I'm listening a lot to, so I say baile funk and Brutalismus 3000.
Yeah.
I love Brutalismus 3000. I really listen to this and I really like it. Don't fuck with cop. That's my preferred tracks to listen when I'm on the airplane and it's going to land and I'm going to shit on myself. I put Don't Fuck With Cops. Really, really, really. And Be a Good Girl. I put this loud to the maximum and I grab my seat and I try not to shout. And the airplane can crash. I don't give a shit. It will be, if I die, one day the airplane crash and you see I was on it and I'm dead, you can say to yourself, I was listening to Brutalismus 3000. For real.
Oh, man.
But the drum on Brutalismus 3000, for me, I would like to put it to like the baile funk. I would like to put it on, and I've done it on some tracks, but I will do it more. The way they use the drum, I can maybe put these techniques on Maloya Electro. And Shadow Wax, Nikolai Reptile. What about me? I've just made a remix of it. The Shadow Wax, Nikolai Reptile. And I have mixed it with Sheikha Genia. I don't know if you know. Yeah, I'm sure you don't know. You can find her on YouTube. She's not here anymore. She was old singer. It's like an old voice, like a wish. And I have mixed it with the Shadow Wax Nicolas Reptile, What About Me? And what I really love these tracks of Nicolas Reptile, the way the bass is smooth. The sound is really nice. So I want to do that.
Wow. This sounds like you've got big plans, Jako. It's awesome to get some insight into those. This has been so wonderful. Thank you, firstly, for giving some insight into, your new record, which I'll just say again is fantastic. Also into your process as well of making music and remixes too. But these 3 records you've brought as well, I've had a wonderful time over the past couple of days listening to them. So I'm grateful for many reasons, Jako. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
To everyone listening, I'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Goodbye.